What?
There was no conversation about what we were making.
Yeah, I asked you. I was like, "Do you want to? I want to make pumpkin donuts," and you were like, "No, I don't want pumpkin."
I probably just said no to pumpkin in general.
Yeah, you just said no to pumpkin in general, and then I asked you if you want to make maple donuts, and you said, "Yeah, that sounds really good."
Because we were probably high and we're hungry and we're like, what could we eat? And we're like, maple donuts.
I always ask you what you want to make, and then you never say anything, so then I decide, and then you complain about it.
Hi! Welcome back to Life Above the Clouds. My name's Lauren, and this is my special guest,
Derek!
And today we're going to make maple donuts, not gluten-free.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, well, I'm a pro.
I just want to double check to make sure that the audio's going. Nobody's said anything yet about it. But sometimes that happens.
Beep, bop, bop, bop,
Oh
bop.
yeah, it's working.
Sorry, brother, not letting you out.
Alright, well, yes, exactly what Derek said. Hey everyone, welcome back to Life Above the Clouds. My name is Lauren Gaw. I'm Lauren Gaw. And this is my special guest,
Derek.
And we are making maple donuts. Like I said in the description, I wanted to make pumpkin donuts, but Derek vetoes anything related to pumpkin. So we're making maple donuts, which is fantastic because after our healthy September, we have discovered that we like maple syrup on everything. And this is not gluten-free, but it is dairy-free, but you can use real milk if you want. We're still trying to figure out our gluten and dairy tolerances. Derek said he woke up today really bloated after we ate pasta last night. I was kind of feeling like I had a stomach ache. So if you have trouble with gluten, let me know in the chat below. Should we start?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm ready.
You're ready. Well, here are our ingredients for the donuts. This is 2 cups of flour, 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of nutmeg, and 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/4 cup of maple syrup, the real kind.
Not
the, what was that, something made that you looked up last week?
Vermont made.
1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 2 eggs, 1/2 cup of coconut oil, melted and cooled. If your coconut oil is already melted at room temperature, then you're good to go. And 3/4 cups of milk. You can use regular milk or you can use a non-dairy milk.
Celiacs unite!
Woohoo! We don't have celiacs.
We
thankfully.
might.
I think we would know if we had
would
celiacs.
maybe know.
We would probably have a much more severe reaction. But, oh yay, the audio and video is great. Barry's here. Hi,
What up,
Barry.
Barry?
Hi, Mike. Happy Friday to all. Video real. I don't know why I want to say video real. That's how I want to pronounce it. But, Catherine, welcome, everybody. We have already gone over our donut ingredients, so we're just going to start making... Derek has to let the dog out because the dog is really annoying. We've also been teaching Brazos how to talk. That's one of the tricks that we're teaching him. So now he's become very vocal about everything, which I guess is kind of our fault. But he is really
I make
cute.
noise, you give me food?
Yeah, we have conversations with the dog. All right, we have our bowl. Just a little medium.
Just a little medium.
And we're going to whisk together our dry ingredients. Do you... Okay, he's just going to watch the dog on our camera. All right, so we're going to whisk together our flour, the baking powder, cinnamon, and nutmeg. Would you like to whisk those together? You're such a master whisker. You have to do it so they can see it.
It's too small. This bowl's too small for me.
I'm sorry.
I need
You
bigger
want to go
bowls.
get a big bowl?
We should have started with a big bowl.
Okay. I'm sorry that I used smaller bowls. That looks good. Thank you. Okay, let's set that aside. And then a slightly larger bowl, which will not be big enough for Derek, probably.
Thank you.
You're You're welcome. We are going to add together the eggs. Got it all over the table. Whoops.
Where?
Just right here. The eggs, the maple syrup.
Yum, yum, yum,
Yum,
yum.
yum, yum, yum. The vanilla extract.
Very good.
Very good. And our milk.
Fresh from the mother's teat.
Yeah. I'm just gonna get that last bit of maple syrup, and then you can use the whisk again to whisk those guys together. Ooh, whisk, whisk, whisk.
I'm trying to break that one.
Yeah, get it. And this recipe is so easy, we don't even need to bust out our electric mixer. That looks nice and combined. And now we're just gonna mix the dry ingredients and the wet ingredients together. I find that it's easier to use the spatula now. Oh, shoot. I forgot the coconut oil. My bad. And the coconut oil.
Just blend it in.
Yeah, just blend it all in.
Go put that.
What?
Go put that. Oh, never mind.
Go put it up.
Go put it up. I think you had. Never mind. I understand now.
Okay.
It's not mixed. The oil doesn't mix.
I know, it's hard to mix the oil with the oil and water don't mix. But it's okay, it'll all get mixed together. Alright, now we're gonna mix in our dry ingredients. And I have already preheated the oven to 350 degrees, and because we are making donuts, we're using a donut pan. We're baking donuts, not frying donuts, because frying donuts is actually very hard and kind of messy.
Unless we have a deep fryer.
And it would be a lot easier if we had a deep fryer, but still probably pretty messy. But I have 2 donut pans here that I have already greased with coconut oil. You can spray it with nonstick spray, or you can use butter. And then once we have all of this combined, we are just going to fill our pans. So this is what it looks like, all mixed in. And I have my favorite little guy here. This is my 1.5 tablespoon scoop. I have found that 2 scoops is the perfect amount to go into my donut pan, so that's 3 tablespoons total. And all I do is do 1 scoop on either side, and then kind of take the spatula to connect the 2 lumps. The batter's pretty thin, so it kind of flows to fill the pan anyway.
New episode of The Boys tonight.
New episode of The Boys, also new episode of the Great British Baking Show, which is one of my favorite shows. We also watched The Masked Singer this week. Was anyone surprised by the unmasking? So, where's the spatulas in the bowl? Ha ha ha.
Ha ha!
So just to show you, I just kind of clean off the little circle in the middle, because if not, then you won't get a hole in your donut. And I just kind of...
Well, that might be nice if you just like and then you could fill it in.
What do you mean?
Like spread it on top, let it cook.
Oh, and fill the donut?
Yeah. Can we do one like that? See if it works.
We could. Sure. You could also make this in a muffin tin if you wanted to. Then they would obviously be more like muffins and less like donuts. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and do the other tray, and we're gonna, I guess, cover the dot in the middle and see what happens.
Cover the dot in the middle. No Death Race 2000.
Oh no, we haven't watched it yet.
We haven't really watched any TV except for last Friday.
Yeah, we try not to watch too much TV. You know, at the beginning of quarantine, I think like lots of other people, we watched a lot of TV. Now I feel like I have imposed a self rule that I am not watching any TV during daylight, which winter is coming. It is. This is like our first day that it kind of feels like fall. It's in the 70s. That feels like fall to you. But the sun is going down a lot sooner than it used to, which kind of makes me sad. But that, I guess, gives me more TV time. So here we go. I guess if you guys want to see, I just covered the little dot, and we're gonna.
You have to cover all of them, just like.
Well, I'm just gonna use the rest of this batter, and we'll see how they bake up.
You might burn in that one little spot.
I don't know if it'll burn.
Bloop, 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 bloop.
And you don't want to overfill these because the dough is going to rise and then it will cover up the little dot in the center.
Bloop, bloop, bloop.
So these are going into the oven for about 15 minutes at 350 degrees.
We magically have these other donuts. But how do we complete these other donuts?
How did that happen?
We gotta make a maple
Yes, so we have to make our maple glaze.
a maple jus.
And I pre-made these because you want to bake them and let them cool completely before you glaze them.
Boop, boop,
So we do have a little batch here. And then for these guys, alright, I just have a tiny bowl. And then this is 1 cup of powdered sugar plus 1 teaspoon of cinnamon in there. And then we are going to add, I ran out of little measuring doodads, so we are going to add, let me double check how much. I think it's 2 tablespoons, but sometimes I forgot. Yeah, so we're going to add oh, you're just going for it. No, don't do too much or else it'll be too thin.
I didn't put too much. That was 2 tablespoons.
Okay. So 2 tablespoons of maple syrup and then
We'll
2
just
to
put less
3
milk.
teaspoons. Let's just not put any milk for right now. You would put a couple of teaspoons of milk to thin it to the
I
consistency
was
that you want.
expecting the syrup to be more sticky, like less runny.
Okay. And you want it to kind of be a thick glaze, and then this glaze is going to harden when it dries.
Good, nice hard glaze.
So you can stack your donuts if that's something that you're wanting. And I'm just using a fork. I find that a fork is the best to get in there and break up the clumps of sugar.
When did you find this?
When did I find this? Yesterday, when I made these yesterday. Because it's too thick to make it with the whisk. Unless you have like a little kind of whisk.
What happened to the glaze that was in the fridge?
It's still in the fridge.
So we just gonna eat that glaze?
Yeah, we're gonna eat that glaze.
On top of what?
So I'm gonna add like 1 teaspoon. Oh, that was probably more.
See, it's hard. It's harder than what it looks.
It is hard, you're right.
Martha makes it look so easy.
She makes everything look so easy. And if it's too thick, add a little more milk. If it's too thin, add a little bit more powdered sugar.
We could add a little bit of our homemade nut butter too.
We could. I also thought it would be fun if we had made bacon, to put bacon on top. You could add a little chopped nuts on top. So this is a little bit thin because I added too much milk.
We can just add a little bit more sugar.
We have measuring spoons, but who wants to use measuring spoons?
We're by this point, we're professionals.
We're super
And by the
profesh.
professional standards,
You
we
can
just
tell.
do it by taste. Yeah, I want to taste it real fast.
Okay. How does it taste? Like glaze?
It's really like cinnamony.
Well, there is cinnamon in there.
I know, but it's like...
This is exactly what I made yesterday, which Derek said that the donuts weren't sweet enough because they don't have sugar in them. They just have maple syrup sweetener. But usually donuts are not... The donut itself is not that sweet. It's all the icing on top that makes it sweeter. Now I'm going to add a little bit more sugar. I don't want to add too much or else we're going to go back and forth with our milk and sugar.
Did you sift the other hard sugar?
No. I just fork it really good.
You're a good forker.
I'm a good forker.
Okay.
Okay. So this is looking a little thin, but we're gonna roll with it. Now I usually like to put a cutting board or some parchment paper underneath here, so that way it'll catch the little drips. I think I put the cutting board in the dishwasher. But you could also use like a towel, just something, another baking tray, sheet. Or a butcher's sheet. This is our roll of butcher paper because we're so cool like that. And then, oh, that's a big roll.
Sorry, I wasn't thinking. Butcher paper.
Thank you. Alright, so here is all donuts. Here is our glaze. And I am just going to take a donut and just dip it into the glaze. Whoop. Kind of let some of the excess drip off. Oh, I filled a little hole.
It's alright, just put down and it'll drip in.
It will. And then set it on your cooling rack. And that's it. They are so cute.
Can I dip
by
one?
themselves. Oh yes, of course.
I would like to dip one.
But like I said, you can add nuts, you can add bacon, you could add sprinkles if you wanted to. But I think that these are a nice, fun fall treat because they are maple syrup donuts with some the spices of cinnamon and nutmeg in there. So I guess I'll finish doing these
Can I
6.
eat one with it just as is?
Yeah. I mean, it'll take about 15 to 20 minutes for the glaze to harden, but of course we can eat them as is. And of course you can eat them warm if you want to. And of course you can eat them without frosting.
I'm going to eat the one that I made.
Yes, perfect.
Oh!
Ah! Good thing we have this butcher paper. We should do this all the time. How is it? Oh, you totally made a mess there.
It fell apart.
It fell apart. Mmm.
Really cakey.
They are very cakey. They're cake-like donuts. The glaze is dripping all over my fingers. But I think it's the perfect amount of sweetness. I think the glaze on top just adds a little extra, but you could eat them by themselves if you wanted to, and then they would have no refined sugar, which was one of the things that we were doing. Hello, buddy. You want some donut? I don't know about this. We did give him a bone the other day. He was very happy about it. Alright, what are your thoughts?
What did you talk to him?
Oh, alright, let's see if this will work. Hi, Brass. How was your day? How was your day? Oh, really? Then what happened? Oh, wow. That's crazy. Yeah, okay. Good boy. Good boy. Something like that. See, our dog talks.
I think we're going to have to taste another one.
Okay. But this recipe is so fast and easy. I made my experimental batch yesterday when Derek took Razzus out for a walk and they were done before he got back.
Yeah.
It lasted 30 minutes. Really delicious. It's a good intro to fall.
Did you set a timer on the ones in the oven?
I did. Maybe next week we'll make something with pumpkin. Have you really never eaten anything with pumpkin that you've liked? Pumpkin bread. Pumpkin pie.
I like pumpkin seed.
Okay, well that's not the same. What if we made pumpkin cinnamon rolls? Pumpkin ice cream. Literally nothing with pumpkin. What else can we put pumpkin in that Derek might like?
Your own mouth and leave my mouth empty.
Alright, fun. I love pumpkin desserts. I love pumpkin pie. I love pumpkin bread. I love pumpkin muffins.
You like the pumpkin or pumpkin
I like
pie?
pumpkin. I like it with pumpkin, like the actual pumpkin. And we have a giant pumpkin plant in our backyard, so hopefully we can use that. Food me what I like too. My hands are so messy with this glaze.
Yeah, you gonna harvest that before Halloween?
I don't know if it's ready to be harvested. I'll show you guys a picture of my Instagram later. But that's pretty much it. That recipe was super fast and easy. Alright. Well, thank you guys for joining us today. We made baked maple donuts that were nice and fall and spicy and delicious. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Like this video, share it with your friends. Check out all the links below in the description section, like my Poshmark closet where this fun find is for sale. I'll just model it for you.
I've even worn it.
Sure. And what else do I say at the end of these things?
Bye bye.
Have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys next week.
Bye
Where
bye.
we're gonna make something pumpkin. I don't care if Derek doesn't like it or not. Bye, guys.
Bye bye.
Bye.
You go to the front door.